Hello, everyone. How's it going? Mmm, coffee is good. Naomi made my coffee today. It's a little bit sweeter than I'd prefer, but it's still very good. It's always better when your girlfriend makes you your coffee. What's going on, everyone? How have you been? Oh, late. Hi, guys. What are you all doing? I've been enjoying Starfield. To be honest. Starfield's been pretty fun. $2 from Aljandro Gar CIA. Thank you for the $2. Yesterday was my 30th birthday. Is this the end? Yeah, probably. Yeah. In the psych ward. Oh my god. Get well soon, dude. Damn. So wait, hold on. Today is Labor Day in Canada. Is it Labor Day for in America too? Or is that something different? Playing Baldur's Gate 3? Nice. I am enjoying Starfield. I know not everyone else is enjoying Starfield, but I'm enjoying Starfield. Just give me a second. I'm just looking up where we are in the Starfield. Yeah, I think we just did Into the Unknown, which is like one of the main story quests. We seem to be like 20% through the main story of Starfield. Something like that. I guess we'll see. No Starfield spoilers, please. Also late and fat. Thanks. Today is U.S. Labor Day today. Yeah, same in Canada. Workers of the world unite. Okay, listen. Listen. I'll probably do a Starfield video because there are some things about Starfield that I don't like. So I'll probably do a Starfield video. I'm also working on, to be honest, I'm working on a video on both Baldur's Gate and a video on Final Fantasy 16 now that I'm nearly done Final Fantasy 16. Mm. It's fun. What gets to me is that fast travel to go to planets. I would like it more if you actually went there like No Man's Sky. I completely agree. I completely agree. Fast travel is what is the thing that like makes Starfield so much worse. They should have like an open space area. Yeah. We don't have Labor Day. We have Labor Day today. Oh, I get it. I get it. Thank you. Thanks for the fiver, dude. Dev, I love being a member so I can watch the TikTok mind rot early. Helps me accelerate my brain cell suicide. There are people saying that like some of my takes have to be influenced by the fact that like I occasionally watch Destiny or I've read left-wing literature or like I do the TikToks and it's like no, I just think the right is wrong about half the fucking time. Actually, Joel Salyer for $5. Thank you. Baldur's Gate 3 Armored Core are more enjoyable than Starfield. I'm happy if you want to play Sky Out Fallout 4.5, and I'm over Bethesda games. Yeah, fair enough. I've always loved Bethesda games. They're for me. I'm definitely a target audience. Did you find an alien GF? Not yet, dude. Not yet. Starfield doesn't have any true space travel, no. Like, you warp into a planet and you have just like a cube of space that has some debris in it, or a station, or a ship, and you kind of do that, and then you just fast travel away. Like, there's no actual flying in the game. Dev, you pretty much copied Destiny word for word? No, I don't think so. I mean, if I do, it's probably just because we have similar, like, base ideas that come out the same. Your want to bet $100 right now is a Destiny bit. It's definitely a good Destiny. I've been saying that since high school, man. I've been putting money down on shit since high school. You can find like streams of me like 6-7 years ago saying that shit, man. Dev, you're wrong half the time. No. Mm. Man, coffee's good. Coffee's good, guys. Coffee's good. No, the truth is that the right wing is wrong about things a lot. It's just how it is. It's always been that way, man. Oh, there's $1 from Asteroid. Thank you. And then $5 from Alex. If white people can't cook, why do you need to show ID to buy Sudafed? What is Sudafed? Hold on, I gotta look this up. Oh, I get it. Okay. Ha 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 ha. I get it. Fuck. Dev's wrong 80% of the time. I'm just wrong all the time. Don't you dare get into an argument with chat, Dev. You rob us of the articles for 3 weeks now. I didn't mean to skip your super chat. Hold on, where are you? I'm looking. Oh. Shout out to Dev. We're both working today. Oh, thanks very much, dude. I didn't mean to skip it. Thank you. My coffee is a latte with Dutch espresso and vanilla. Nice. Put Gentoo Linux on your computer. Gonna be honest, I don't like Linux, man. It's not for me. And Rift Person, still in the D Club. Thanks. Enjoying the blessed Skywater after months of being sun scorched. Listen, all right. Today is going to be 39 degrees Celsius here in Canada. 39 Celsius to freedom units is 102. 102 Fahrenheit. Jesus fucking Christ. Here's the thing, like, if we're talking to, let's say, the the reactionary crowd, the actual reactionaries, the ones who want to go back to a pre 1945 mode of politics, they are just wrong out of hand, right? If we're talking about people who want to implement some sort of communism or some sort of state socialism or something, they're also just wrong out of hand, right? Like, these ridiculous revolutionary ideas all tend to be wrong, and the reason that they're all like chomping at the bit for the collapse of society, like, oh, the Western world's gonna, the liberal world order is gonna collapse any day now, I can't wait, is because they want the opportunity to implement their radical politics because they know otherwise no one will want to do it. However, once you expel the crazies from the conversation, what remains, you can actually have a reasonable back and forth right? It's like your average conservative is right some of the time. Your average progressive is right some of the time, right? Your average liberal is right some of the time. Hop type libertarians get a lot right? Not really, to be honest. I was not impressed with Democracy the God That Failed in the end. Like, I understand the philosophical point. Like, democracy is just the mob ruling over you, and the mob, making something democratic does not necessarily make it more good. Okay, understood, right? However, if we look at the actual effects of policy in various nations, we see that more democratic nations also tend to be more free nations in general, as an average. All right, you would rather live in the West than live in fucking Saudi Arabia or something. You know, people are saying, "Oh, there's so much wrong with the modern world." Bitch, I like having the internet. I like having the internet and video games and power and modern supply chains. I like all the things that modernity has brought to us, right? I am like 100% on board with the modernist project. I just think it needs to be tweaked a little bit, but I don't want to refute the entire superstructure of the thing. Like I said, I've always been a liberal. I would rather live in Saudi Arabia than go there. Get the fuck out. Dev just assuming again that the center supposedly holds some logical core. It does. What are your thoughts on the framing of the cathedral? It's a useful way to frame the concept, but Moldbug's prescriptions are like ridiculous. Smashmouth is dead. Did he finally die? I have an article about him like going into hospice, but did he die like just now? R.I.P. dude. R.I.P. More democratic nations tend to have freer markets and typically smaller governments. Yeah. Here's the thing. Like when I was on the Archcast a couple weeks ago, they talked about how there is no true capitalist society anymore. They're all mixed markets. That's true, but you know what? Mixed markets are good. All right. You don't want a purely free market, just like you don't want a purely controlled market. You just don't. He died 10 minutes ago. Oh my god. R.I.P. I'll need to go and dig up. I'll change the article I was going to read then. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, I have an article from yesterday saying he was entering hospice, but I'll change it up to when. Yeah, 30 minutes ago. R.I.P. dude. Thank you. Deb, did you see my fan art that Lilith inspired? No, I didn't, Sammy. But thanks for the $5. I'll go check out your Twitter now, I guess. Sammy G. Oh, Sammy G. Sammy G. Sammy G. Oh. God damn it. That's really funny. $20 is $20. I would never draw friended in such attire, so I swapped in Dev instead. That's pretty good. Oh my god. I guess the year stopped coming. That's rough. $8 from Tricky Mario, thank you. Remember the play equipment with the BK Kids Club kids on them? Turns out the same restaurant also still has them on the birthday room tables. Really? It is always kind of strange to like go you go back to like an old restaurant that clearly has been updated, right? Like an old McDonald's that has like the decor from the 90s and it's all still there, right? It's like damn. Dracus, thanks for the $5. Did you watch the video on capitalism by Sabine Hossfelder, a science YouTuber? She said that capitalism is good and commies are really mad at her. I did not watch that video. Let me look it up. Real quick. And then we'll get ourselves to the what are we looking for again? Oh yeah, the articles today. Oh, by the way, I should be live on Kick and on Twitch as well. So, hello, kickers and twitchers. Neon Reagan over on Kick is like, what remains is uselessness. Democracy has done a fantastic job of choosing the worst possible outcome. Yeah, I hard disagree. Obviously democracy needs limits because you can't just be ruled by a you can't just be ruled by the majority, especially if like let's say that majority like you're black and that majority wants to lynch you. Obviously democracy has its faults, but it's still better than all other options. Yeah, people are freaking out. I'm now reading comments in the video. Oh my god, all the commies are reeing. Like, look at these fucking retards. Nope. Capitalism based. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm just gonna comment. Capitalism based and everybody reeing in the comments are just brainlets. Posted. There we go. Okay, chat. I've been in Toronto for years as a shithole. Yeah, fuck Toronto, dude. So how are you all doing? Also, I don't live in Toronto anymore. Toronto's a shithole, but it's just a shithole. No. Communists aren't people, they're targets. Whoa! Let me just adjust a few things here, and we can get going if you want. Man, I might have to do like a video on the recent. Sargon's like kicked off 3 recent Twitter dramas this past fucking week, and they've all been insane. There's like the Mexican Slopgate stuff. There's the there was the stuff about body counts. People just losing their fucking minds over him on body counts. What the fuck, guys? I got banned from X because I joked about the American version of Just Stop Oil Prices are getting shot by the Indian Rangers that broke up their blockade. Oh. Well then. Did I see Burning Man speedrunning Exodus? Kind of, yeah. Wasn't there mass flooding over in Burning Man? Okay, one thing that I really like about the whole Goy slop and Zod slop or Zog slop memes, like I know they're racist as fuck. They're funny, but they're racist. Is that like now that Skyrim is out, people are calling it Todd slop for Todd Howard. It's like, are you enjoying your Todd slop? It's just like, oh fuck, Todd slop. It's great. Mexican Slopgate. Sargon said that the reason that Mexican food is overspiced is because Mexico generally has like piss poor food ingredients, so they overspice their foods to mask the taste, and that like more civilized countries don't need to do that. Hey Tidge, what's up? I do like the slop meme. Wait, I've been watching your mold bug conversation with Adam and Sitch for hours and I'm zoning out. Listen, Adam and Sitch don't want to do the next mold bug stream. They don't want to keep going. I can't believe it. Why? Good meat is great even without salt, so he has a point. Yeah, Sargon's probably correct historically, but not modernly. Not modernly. It's 110% Adam. Sitch loves it. Well then, I'll just do it with Sitch then. Adam can go masturbate or something. British food is so plain because their vegetables and meat are just better. Yeah, I guess, eh? May I have some more Todd slop, sir? Fuck. You guys are great, you know that. Oh, God. I just fucking saw this go viral. I was like setting up for the stream and this fucking appeared. This poor bastard. Here, I'll show it to you. This poor fucking bastard. He's like, I look like a fucking SCP. God fucking help me. I start school tomorrow. What the fuck? Oh my God. Dude. 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 What did you do? Like, are you on chemo or something? Jesus, I'm sorry, buddy. At least he's self-aware. Anyway, no, to be honest, I've done a lot of videos critiquing the left, and people love them whenever they come out. But like I've noticed that whenever I critique the right, there's always people who are like, "Oh, how could you, Dev?" I might need to do it more often. because I have some serious. Now that I've read more right wing like political writing, I have serious problems with it. I have some pretty serious problems with it. When you soy so hard, you become the soybean. But yeah, I have some serious problems with a lot of the libertarian writing that I've read. I have some serious problems with a lot of like the reactionary writing that I've read. And that's not even just like here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Like I have conservative psychology. That's like established, right? I've done the Jonathan Haidt moral foundations test. I have the psychology of a conservative. However, I do tend to vote for more liberal policies when it actually comes time to vote for things, because in a lot of cases, not all cases, but in a lot of cases, I prefer things that the center left wants. I like the idea of a universal healthcare service. That sounds pretty good to me. I like social safety nets. That's pretty good, right? There are some things they do that I don't like. I don't like the complete decriminalization of all drugs. That sounds retarded. There are some things that the right is obviously correct about. Like I'm pretty pro gun, but in general, I tend to vote center left. Now, I'll vote center right instead of voting far left. That's for sure, because the communists are fucking insane, and then like the LGBT progressive gender goblins are fucking insane. But like my ideal politics have always been liberal, and I've always said that. And I don't know why people keep getting like there's one guy. Can I fucking find it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me just scroll. Scrolling through my Twitter account. Doobity bop boot doobity. Hold on. There's porn there. Hold on. I can't do that. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. What crazy takes, Dev? Yeah, it makes some people like just lose it. Like, oh my god, Dev, how could you be this extreme? It's like I'm not. Hold on. Hold on. Where? Where? Jesus Christ, where the fuck is it? Yeah, here we go. Like, this was after I posted my liberal imperialism meme on Twitter, right? And look at this fucking moron. He's like, he was always a liberal. Reject liberalism and embrace the third position. It's like, yes, I've always said I've been a liberal. For 10 years, I've said I was a fucking liberal. I even said, like, I like how these mouth breathers have not noticed my unashamed support for liberalism for like 10 fucking years at this point. Like, why do you think I would become a third positionist? You fucking morons. I'm a liberal. Here's the thing. I don't view like the third positionists. That's like the modern term for a fascist, right? I don't view them as like inherently evil any more so than like the socialists. This idea that the Nazis were this unique evil because of the Holocaust. They were pretty bad, but they're not like any worse than any of the various like Soviet regimes out there, right? There's a lot of evil to go around. There's no reason to peg the Nazis as the ultimate evil when all the fucking communists were just as bad. But no, man, I've always been a liberal. I'm always going to be a liberal. I don't know why. For some reason, some people thought that I was dog whistling when I said I was a liberal, and it's like, no, fucking no, dude. Okay, hold on. Let's get to the articles, though. I enjoy chatting with you guys, but it's been a half an hour. That's usually enough for us to catch up. Let's get to the articles, okay? Let me read the super chats. Let me read the super chats before we start. Where's the most recent super chats? Joshua Gilbert, $2. I would be a noble king, Dev. Well, give it a go. Alex, $2. I edged your videos. Thanks, Dev. Thanks, pal. Dylan Bowser joins the D Club. Selling my soul to yell at Dev in chat with a colorful name. Thanks, buddy. Let's keep scrolling. What other super chats we got? There's a Chiaki and Mikan are the best. Thank you for $5. In a mixed market, people need to understand that saying capitalism isn't a sufficient explanation to any economic problems. Government can cause problems. Yeah, it's true. Like, honestly, it's all just definition games. It's all definition games because you have like people saying these are still capitalist countries because they still have money and private ownership. Then you have people on the right who are like, these are obviously communist countries because the government is involved in the economy. And it's like, you're both retarded. You're both retarded. The things are more complicated than that. Stop being dumb. $5 from Artemis. Thank you. Thoughts on the heel versus babyface drama? Isn't that the he's like raging over pronouns in Starfield? I'm gonna do a video on Starfield. But honestly, I don't really care too much. You know, I don't care too much that like you have the option to play as like a person who looks like one gender but is actually the other. I don't care. I frankly don't care. Right? It has nothing to do with the actual quality of the game because you look at Baldur's Gate 3, right? With Baldur's Gate 3, you can like make a super hot chick, giant titties, right? And just slap a huge cock on her. And you can play the game. And the game is actually like really well done. It's a really good game. So honestly, this idea that like this is a symbol that they've gone woke and therefore the game is going to be bad. No. You can definitely have people who put like gender bendy stuff into games and the game is still a high quality game. In fact, we've had a lot of that. Right? Like I can think back, like as far back as Final Fantasy V on the Super Nintendo, there were cross-dressing characters, and it was still a high-quality game. So I don't view it as a symbol that a game must be bad. I think he was massively overreacting. Tricky Mario for $8. Thank you. I only noticed the birthday tables last time out, Dev. Send the pictures to you on Discord. The restaurant is in Nair Warren, Australia. I'll check it out later, man. Thank you very much. Hold on. See, someone in the chat is like, there he goes being obtuse. I'm not being obtuse. I get your point, all right? Your point is that it's a symbol of Marxist subversion because they're normalizing this alternate way of viewing gender, and therefore that's going to backdoor in the communism. I made the Antonio Gramsci video. I know exactly what you're getting at, all right? However, what I'm saying is I can accept the dick girls and say no to the Marxism because I'm not fucking ideologically captured. All right? Speaking of losing it, check out the Vivek Eminem drama. I don't know what's going on there. Vivek Eminem drama? Track the Vivek Eminem drama. Stop rapping to his music. This sounds stupid. Okay. All right. His point was that he was saying he was playing his damn escapist sci-fi fantasy game, and immediately it hits you with an option that drags you right into current day politics. Then here's what you do: you set your pronouns to be exactly like your masculine or feminine character, and then you leave it. Like, who cares? You know, no one gave a shit when they did it in Baldur's Gate 3. No one gave a shit when like in Elden Ring even. You can make like androgynous characters. No one fucking cared, right? Yeah. Exactly, Sour Apple. I can say yes to the dick girls and no to the Marxism. It's very, very easy. Here's the thing. Body type 1 and 2 stuff has definitely triggered the feminists, but the feminists have basically lost the leftist, the civil war on the left. The feminists are on the outs. Didn't Deb just put out a video with Biden in the thumbnail? I don't think I did. Honestly, Starfield's not worth playing right away. It's not worth playing right away. Wait for the release date on the 6th. It's not worth paying the extra $40 to play it early. Just not worth it. It's the pronouns. You're not getting to his... No, I get his point. It's retarded. I get the point, Karma's Camera. It's a retarded point. I get it. The pronouns are there, and it's triggering you. I get it. Like, if the issue is like, I just don't want to see the option on the screen. It just triggers me to see the option on the screen. It's pulling me out of the experience to see it on the screen. You know what? That is honestly just weak snowflake bullshit. It's like, I'm being triggered by this because I'm seeing something that offends me. I'm gonna clutch my pearls about it. Honestly, it sounds like it sounds like the same fucking nonsense as like when the old boomers back in 2007 were screaming about there being a lesbian sex scene in Mass Effect on Fox News. All right, it would like, I don't care about that type of objection back then. I do not care about it now. Get over it. Doesn't sound like you get it. Okay, explain it to me then. Explain it to me. All right, here. I'm going to allow myself to get one guide specifically by Maj Din. Go ahead. You're claiming I don't get it? Maj Din? Go. Go. Maj Jin. Majdjinn. Go. Go. I'm listening. Go. Let's see. Explain it to me. I want to see. While I go back and read the other super chats. Okay. What's the next super chat? Okay, what's the next one? Here we go. I knew it. You just admitted he was a liberal. Yes. Yes, I did. And I am a liberal. And I will always be. Even Sault Ste. Marie is better than Toronto. Thomas, God. The Sault sucks to live in. I've never lived there, but I've gone through it. It's like a fucking rundown piece of shit. It's just crumbling. Yeah, I'm waiting for his reply. Let's see. $10 from Kenrick. Thank you. The new problem with liberalism is that it breeds compliance about politics, which makes it entirely too easy for radicals to take power. It can, but there's ways around that. And in fact, I think I might need to make a video about how there's ways around that. Holznader for $5. Thank you. Have you read any Thomas Sowell or any more middle of the road conservatives? I've read some Thomas Sowell, but I haven't finished any of his books yet. I got started them, then I forget about them. But I should. Always say yes to the foodist. Thanks, Josh. So stepping in midway, it's a denial and accepting and allowing the inching forward. You are all fine with the pinko inch, like everything that ends up with us in this mess. Okay, see, it's actually that I have a fundamentally different view of politics than you, because you are direction brained and I'm not. All right? You think that everything can be put on a line of left or right, and therefore, if something moves leftward, even if the move itself is reasonable, it's still moving us towards a more leftward position. It's inching and inching and inching and inching and inching and inching. And eventually we will simply inch our way over to more unreasonable positions. That's your view, because you are direction brained. And you say, well, listen, that if you boil that view down, that leads to left bad, right good, which is the exact same type of nonsense as right good, left bad, or left good, right bad. It's all the same bullshit. And I'm not interested in that. For me, I would rather say, is the move itself actually good? Because you know what? If you have an idea that is a good idea, and yet that idea also moves the zeitgeist leftward, so be it. The idea being good is the important part, not its effects on wider politics. All right? So when the left is correct, you should be on the left. When the right is correct, you should be on the right. When the center is correct, you should be on the center. It's as simple as that. You shouldn't think of, oh, well, even though this actually makes sense, it's going to move us in this direction, and oh, I don't like the direction. It's like, no, do what's right. Do what is correct. Like, people said that, like, gay marriage would move us more leftward. Yeah, it did. But you know what? Gay marriage was also the correct thing to do. And that's what's more important. That's what's more important. I'm saying, like, if you're direction brain, you're not capable of nuance. Yeah. I don't believe in left or right. You literally just outlined that it inches leftward. Like, you just said that. I don't believe in left or bullshit. I don't believe you at all, Mountain. I don't believe you. Okay, oversized trash panda, $5. Dev, pronoun declarations are different from basic gender bending nonsense. Yeah, but I also don't care because you can just not do it. Like, you can also, like, okay, I don't know about you, but I find it fucking hilarious to build like the most masculine, like buffed out, roided out male character and then give that person a she, her. Like, there's a lot of comedy potential in that. I'm happy they included it. All right. Hold on. I'm getting these super chats now. 5, and then we'll get to the articles. Archean for $5. Hey Dev, I just finished editing an entire video on why both the left and right can't solve homelessness and don't care. I'll publish it tonight. That sounds good. Yeah. Thank you. What else? Scroll. Hold on. I missed a bunch more, but thank you for the supers because you're the best. Where are they? Where are they? Hold on. Danny Felix says, boy, you get really uptight when people disagree with you. No, I'm simply arguing back. Does it feel bad to have me disagree with you? It's weak snowflake bullshit rings hollow when that is how the left has won over every aspect of culture. That tactic has been proven effective. Okay, you can argue that like being a weak snowflake has proven effective in terms of like getting your policy forward. Fair enough, right? But we made fun of weak snowflakes for being weak snowflakes on the left 5 to 10 years ago, and I will continue to do so. I'll do it on the right too. I'm not in, to be honest, I'm not in this to push any serious cultural change, right? I'm not an activist. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to talk about what's going on, right? I'm here to give my takes on things, but I'm not going to lead some fucking movement, all right? My job is to laugh at the snowflakes. If you want to win some sort of cultural battle, go ahead. I'm here to laugh at the snowflakes. Holtznader, thank you for the $10. I agree, it sounds like pearl clutching nonsense, but when the left does the same thing, it gives them political power. So I can understand people hating literally anything to do with them. Yeah, go ahead. Like if you want to take power by clutching your pearls, go ahead. That might even work for you, but I'm still going to make fun of you. And that's my job, is to make fun of you. There is some change that I want to see in the world, but to be honest, taken as a whole, the world is more like what I want it to be than not. I am more satisfied than dissatisfied with the entirety of the world right now. And I think it's because I spend a fair amount of time touching grass. See, look at this. Look. Maj Jin just said, Pinkos allow socialists to inch because of dishonest actions. You just said you didn't believe in left or right. What direction are they inching if you don't believe in left or right, dude? See, your ideas don't make any sense. I'd rather destroy the planet and let the socialists win. I don't agree with that at all, Holtznader. I don't agree with that at all. I'd rather... See, I'd rather humanity continue on in some form. Just because, like, you can change a bad mode of politics. But when you're extinct, like, that's it. That's it. That's it, That's it. I'm still catching up, guys. Jesus. Thank you for all the support. €5 from Nitrik. Have you read Life at the Bottom from Theodore Dalrymple? Good stuff. Never even heard of it, man. Never even heard of that. I'll have to look it up. Thank you. I'll copy it and check it out later. But thanks very much. $10 from Jonathan. Thank you, dude. I agree with Dev on this. The only way we will ever move towards a better politics than the BS we deal with today is to keep what's good and throw away what's bad about current day politics. Exactly. All right? Exactly. Like, simply being direction brain and being like, you know what? We got to get rid of that thing that our opponents do. Even though it's good. That's dumb. That's just dumb. Your politics should be what is good, not what is on your team. Keep doing you, Dev. We need people to do that. Well, thanks very much, Holtznader. Thank you. Very appreciated. Penis from C. Thomas. There's C. Thomas's penis super chat every single time. I think I've got all the super chats. Yeah. Thank you. It's better to be a breeding slave for the trans dick girl overlords than it is to be extinct. Base department. Yeah, it's like I said. If the left comes up with an objectively good idea, you should just be on their side. Same with the right. Which is why you can't be a partisan. Like, here, like I know people love the friend enemy distinction. Like you have to reward your friends and punish your enemies. That's the nature of politics. There's some truth to that, but also, if your enemies have a truly good position, you should be adopting it, and not simply avoid it because it's these are the tools of the enemy. We cannot use them. It's like, oh, fuck you. No, do what's right. Do what is right, not what is politically expedient. Left doesn't have good ideas. Wrong. That's just wrong. Your direction brand. They do at least sometimes. What is the Green Belt about? Sean King, the Green Belt conversation in Ontario right now is that there's a large area of undeveloped land that we call the Green Belt. And basically it's meant to keep things not sprawling out into a giant mega city. Like we keep natural forests to be natural forests. And people are screaming to have it developed in order to relieve housing pressure in the housing market. Of course, another option to relieve housing pressure is to stop taking immigrants, but I digress. So the conversations now are like the green belts that contain the expansion of various big Canadian cities, should they be developed right now? And there's good arguments on both sides. It's funny because 20 years ago, the left was all about maintaining the green belts for environmental reasons. And now the left is screaming to bulldoze them and build new like apartment blocks. And it's the right that wants to maintain them now. Name one good lefty position. Universal healthcare. Done. Easy. $10 for Holtzinator. I meant if there was some kind of final victory for socialists, I would prefer to destroy the planet. I think they will lose because they're stupid. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the future will probably be a neoliberal one, frankly. That has its problems, but it's better than all the other alternatives. Taras Shavenko for $10. Thank you. Dev, would the Roman centurions have gone off to fight Carthage if they knew it would lead to Drag Queen Story Hour in 2,000 years? I'm not sure if they would necessarily care about something 2,000 years in the future. I mean, they probably care 200 years in the future, but 2,000, I'm not sure. That's a long time. It might be just penis, but it's consistent. Thanks, C. Thomas. Holtzner, $5. We should adopt the good ideas of our enemies as we march them off to the camps. Fucking hell. Jesus. $10 from Adam and Friended. Thank you. I'm curious if pronouns and body type in games are just ideology creep, or will it become a norm in the next generation? Or is it just a fad? We'll laugh about it and cringe about it in the future. I actually think it'll probably be a fad, I think we'll probably hit a spot where, like, in 10 years from now, we're not going to see this stuff so much. Kind of how, like, boob sliders came in and came out. This woke shit will come in and come out. Things will loop back around. Like, one thing I haven't mentioned. I know I've mentioned it before. Definitely. There was a guy who made the Saints Row game, the new Saints Row. He was on the development team for the new Saints Row game, the one that like fucking sucked and it was hyper woke. He watches my videos. He watched my playthrough of the Saints Row, and I've been talking to him on Discord a little bit. And basically, he said that like a lot of the writing staff, from what I remember, the writing staff was pretty lefty, and they convinced the executives to do lefty shit in the game, believing it would make them money. The executives themselves weren't leftists; they just wanted to make money. And they thought doing this "how do you do, fellow kids" shit would make them money. It turns out it didn't. And that is a lesson that they'll just keep learning. All right, they will keep losing money and losing money and losing money until they change course. That is simply how it goes, and it's okay. You know, the market will readjust. So I foresee, like, within 10 years, all this stuff will be rolled back, I think. Left or right, both are bad if authoritarian. Craig Don, thank you. Here's the thing, like, you can even, like, you have to be a little bit authoritarian, right? Like, that's just the nature of government. It's like, you know, if you have it, like, you have to, like, the police have to come in and stomp the boot on the murderer who's trying to run away, right? Like, you have to use some level of force. It just depends on what you use it for and why, you know? The answer to almost every question is it depends. You know, like, there's always going to be edge cases where being more authoritarian is good than being more libertarian. Everything depends. Everything depends on situation. $5 from Holznader. Remember when Cosmo was pregnant with Poof and Fairly Odd Parents? That was probably not leftist propaganda, but it would be considered so nowadays. Well, exactly, right? You can make the exact same thing today that you did 20 or 30 years ago, and it would be taken as propaganda now, which is why I don't buy the claim that it's propaganda. Not necessarily, you know? I can go back and watch, like, anime from the 90s where there's, like, lesbians in it. Is that propaganda? No, obviously not. We're near the end of the supers. Thanks very much for everyone's support. $5 from Vinyl. Do you think high-profile streamers in politics are poisoned to being nonpartisan due to not wanting to lose their audience income? I think it's the opposite, actually. I think high-profile streamers in politics tend to get audience captured. I think that's what happens, right? I think what happens is, like, people want to maintain, like Hassan, for example. Even if Hassan deep down starts to stop believing in leftism, he'll never admit it, because his gravy train is all about being a leftist, right? He's addicted to that money. He has income coming in, like he has bills to pay. He has a lot of money coming in. He doesn't want to destroy the golden goose, or the goose laying the golden eggs. Basically, he will never go anti-leftist, even if his personal politics change to be anti-leftist. He will always maintain the facade. The difference with me is that I've spent my entire life being unsuccessful at literally everything that I do, and I still do it. So if I became unsuccessful at this as a result of me being stubborn about my views, so be it. It would suck, but I don't care. I mean, I have done the gaming stream now for, like, I've done gaming content, like Let's Plays, since 2012. And I've done the stream itself since 2017. And I very rarely break 50 viewers on that thing, right? Sometimes I get 30, sometimes I get 50. For a couple of big events like E3 or whatever, I've gotten like 500 or 700 or 200 or something. And that's not bad. But for the most part, my gaming stream has been an abject failure for the entire time I've been doing it. And that sucks. Yeah, it's like, it never feels good that you try and you fail. But you know what? I like to do it. And I'd prefer to keep doing it, whether or not it's a success. Because I like it. It's for me, all right? The content that the political content that I make in this channel is for me. And people have said, like, Dev, why are you covering, like, I Show Speed? What? It's like, no, I make the videos I want to make. If you don't watch them, that's fine. That means that the video is not for you. But I have always held the position of, I will do whatever I want, whether or not it's successful. If I lose money, fine, I lose money. I am used to being poor and destitute and a complete failure. That has been the majority of my life. If I went back to that, I'd be okay with it. It's nice to have success, but I'm not going to compromise any of my ideals to chase success. Period. So Dev agrees political streamers are poisoned to being nonpartisan. Maybe I just didn't understand your grammar. What I mean is political streamers tend to be partisans. They, even if they stop believing in it, to maintain their income source. Yes. Yes. But for me, I will never do that. I'll never start saying things that I don't truly believe in order to make people happy or grow my brand or grow my audience or whatever. You know? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And this is why you're okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for all the kind words, everyone. I appreciate it. Hold on. BB here in the chat says you do skew right too much. Oh my god. Like, I appreciate that you view me that way, but there are so many rightoids in this chat who think that I'm like a diehard leftist. All right? So like, dude, there are so many people in the chat who would go to war with you over the opinion of Dev is too right wing. My god, they want me to be, they're desperate for me to be more right wing than I am. Hold on. You see, T-Bra is a great example of what I'm talking about. You're a partisan too. You don't believe the rightoids in Archer's stream should be represented. You call them retarded. Well, no. The rightoids in Archer's stream are retarded. They are retarded, of course. But should they be represented? Sure, of course they should be. It's called voting, you know? Win an election, you should be represented. Simple as that. Let's see here. Archean for $5. Thank you. After I publish my video tonight, I'll send it to you on Discord. I don't necessarily want you to respond to it, but I want to know your thoughts. Okay, will do. Thank you. Taras Shavenko for $10. Thanks very much. Mike Cernovich was a couple of days ago said that Back to the Future was preparing the U.S. to invade Libya in 2010s by having the terrorists who shot the doc be Libyan. Something there, too much internet brain. I mean, it's always possible, but I think that's just too much. That's too much propaganda brain there for sure. That's not what I said on the Starfield stream, dude. What do you mean? Okay, what did I say in the Starfield stream, apparently, T-Bra? I'll correct it if I said something wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys. Hero Sword for $5. There's too many super chats. I appreciate it, but I gotta start the article soon. Finally installing Adobe Premiere. Any video editing tips? Man, learn your key bindings, so you're not constantly going over to the tool tip, the tool panel to like change your tools. Learn your key bindings, but honestly, like a lot of it's just going to be trial and error. A lot of it's just going to be like trial and error. Like you're going to spend like a year not knowing any fucking thing to do. Look up YouTube tutorials a lot. Yeah. Titanium for $10. Dev, if you're so unsuccessful, why am I compelled to throw money at you? Well, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate it. 50 kroner from Jonathan. Thank you. Aim so low that no one cares if you succeed. Based. $2 from Real Holtzner. Will you ever do call-in streams? Yes. They will come eventually. I like the idea of doing call-in streams for like people in the $5 club. That's a great idea. I gotta find time to do all these things, man. It wouldn't be a war, it would be a slaughter. What are you talking about, Holtzinator? What's that in reference to? I'm not sure, but thank you. $5 from Massive Doge. You want to avoid the how do you do, fellow kids line. Yeah, I know what you mean. I spent $20 on a super. Read it, you stinky. I didn't. Where is it? I've been reading all the super chats. It hasn't appeared. God fucking damn it. I'll look it up again. Give me a second. Super chats. Oh, super. Where? There we go. Here we go. Resta for $20. Thank you very much. I think the left has done an absolute job of purity spiraling that when you say the right and the chat says the right, both sides are not correct, since both see the right as slightly different to one another. Maybe. We can just talk about ideologies, right? Like monarchists tend to not be that great. Reactionaries are really fucking stupid. Libertarians are like naive utopians. Conservatives are okay, right? There's some flavor of like reasonable conservative out there for sure. But thank you for the 20. I appreciate it. Jiggy Calzone for $5. The Troll Toll. Happy Labor Day. Honestly, do you think we're getting it locked down to Electric Boogaloo this winter? The push seems lethargic comparatively. Yeah, see, this might be them testing the waters, and the reason it's so lethargic is because they know they don't have the public opinion on their side, right? Like, I'm not an elite theorist. I do not believe that if they wanted lockdowns, they would simply force them using elite top-down control, and the people would just accept it. No. The people don't want lockdowns, therefore they probably won't come, and if they do come, they will be resisted. And you would be moral to resist them, yes. But the point though, is that the elites do not actually just control everything. And people, like, honestly, people who think that the elites control everything, they're honestly just coping about their own inability to get anything done. They can't get anyone to actually like their dumb fuck policies. So they're like, oh, it has to be suppressed. Has to be suppressed by the people smoking the cigars in the dark rooms. No, you just suck. That's actually what it is. You just suck. Having watched you on Arch's streams recently, I find it funny that his chat screes at you so much when you're not much further left than Arch is. Thank you, Hysenti. The funniest, okay, here, all right? Here, I'll give you like the rundown on the Arch stream situation. So I've been doing the Archcast with Arch and V on his channel like every Saturday recently. It's been a lot of fun. And there's like 3 types of dev haters in Arch's chat. All right? There's the dev haters who say, "Listen, you're wrong. I think you're stupid. Here's an alternative point of view." And maybe they have some evidence for it that I haven't seen. Maybe they don't. They're just talking out of their ass. But basically, these are the people that I can have a debate with. I can be like, okay, you have position A, I have position B. We can talk about them, convince each other, look at the real world, see where the evidence lies. This is the natural good faith disagreement. All right? Then you have people who are saying Dev is knowingly lying to you. Dev is bad faith. Dev ends like these are the people who you actually can't have a conversation with. All right, these people are the ones who just believe that I'm making shit up and I'm actually like a communist subversive for real, and I'm actually here to like to demoralize you and destroy you. Like complete fucking nonsense. Like insane stupidity. Right? These, like, for example, like Xanthonium is a great example of this. Xanthonium is like, Dev, I still watch your content. I don't know why you're coming after me for this. And then he'll I watch the chat. I see what he's saying. He's like, listen, if you guys don't like Dev, you need to go watch Uzlu's video about. You need to go watch Uzlu's video about Dev and see the true. It's like, what the, like, how like this guy's just like a fucking partisan. Like he's insane. Like he actually has Dev derangement syndrome in the end. And then the third level are the people who are like, I can't stand the Archcast anymore when Dev's on, so I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to donate to you. I'm going to stop supporting you, Arch. And like these are the people who are they're just leftists in the end. They behave exactly like leftists who like cancel culture people and scream about their safe space being violated because they're fucking snowflakes. All right, that's those people. Those are the 3 levels of like Dev derangement syndrome from on the Archcast. Hold on. So BB in the chat, BB is like, he says that Arch is a far right channel. Listen, BB, you think that I'm too right wing. I understand. I don't think you understand what a true far right channel is. Arch isn't far right. Arch is definitely center right for sure. He's definitely center right, but he's not far right. Like if you want to see a true far right channel, BB, if you want to go down the rabbit hole, go check out Academic Agent's channel. All right, he is like the gateway into the true far right, like the true dissident right. All right, Arch isn't far right. Arch makes edgy jokes, and Arch talks about like woke nonsense in pop culture. But Arch isn't out here reading Julius Evola, all right, or Mencius Moldbug, or these actual like far right intellectual thinkers. Okay, like if you think that Arch is far right, then you don't know what the actual right wing is. There's more super chats. Jesus, thank you everyone, thank you. Academic agent. Yeah, Arch the Warhammer. Yeah, Arch Warhammer. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. We disagree a lot on things, but that's fine. You can disagree with your friends. Xerxes for $20. Thank you. I won't clutch my pearls at a game's extremely minor features and deprive myself of a potentially fun experience, but I will exercise a healthy amount of skepticism. It never hurts to be a cautious consumer. That's true. That's very true. Yes. Yeah. Cigars are great. Okay. I guess they are. Yeah. I know. Academic Agent loves the cigars. Yeah. Well, yeah, see, T-Bra here says, imagine living in a world dominated by monetary interests and not believing they exercise power. One, of course they exercise power, but they tend to fail when confronted with legitimate popular opposition. And two, are you a reactionary or a communist? I can't tell. You sometimes troll back the chat so it's fair. Yeah, I troll the chat a lot. It's kind of fun. $5 from Kados. Thank you. Varg Vickners is a far right channel. I have no clue who that is, Thomas, but thank you. Artemis Fowl for $5. Can you tell the other haters to stop jumping on my threads? They don't add anything useful. Make me look bad by proxy by being cringe. Wait, hold on. The other haters, Artemis, do you hate me, buddy? Are you a dev hater? Flexing Potato, $2. Happy Labor Day. Thank you. Seriously asking, how is Arch center right? He seems center left to me. You think about it for a minute. I think he probably has center right psychology like I do, like because he definitely like appeals to a lot of the same center left things that I do, which is true. You know, the healthcare stuff, you know, some government control over the economy. Honestly, I think what ultimately drags Arch further right on the spectrum is the conspiracy brain stuff he sometimes buys into. Varg was the dude that stabbed a communist to death. I have no clue who that person is. Arch is wildly socially conservative. Policy-wise, definitely lefter than Dev. It's possible. It's possible. Share here for Canada. Fuck you. Disney video when? A long time in the future. I'm collecting things for it, but it's not going to happen. Dev articles, please. I'm having fun, though. We're having fun. Big Mike, $5. My Reddit account got permabanned. I need to try and get it back. Just I need to touch grass. Definitely touch grass. Fuck Reddit, dude. Wait, Artemis, are you still here? Artemis, where are you? Oh yeah, I do know that earlier T-Bra was like, if you don't, where is it here? If you don't think that the government and businesses use their money against you, you're naive. I'm saying that they try to use their money, but they're not successful consistently. That's the point. Of course, you're gonna try to use their money. It would be in their interest to do it. But like, if you generally like, if you actually believe that everything is just controlled by the powers that be, and they just use their power top down to control everything, like, then you haven't seen how fucking incompetent the government actually is. All right. Like the government is so fucking incompetent at doing everything, and yet you think they're going to control every single narrative, and nothing's ever going to get by them, and like everything is like controlled from like you know dark, smoky back rooms, and it's like no, you can't hold these two positions. Government cannot be like so hyper competent that it controls every single aspect of your life, like 1984 style, and everything is just pre-planned, pre-controlled. All conspiracies are true, but and also be incompetent as they are. Like, it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. You can't hold these two positions. Artemis Fowl, $5. I hate your hot takes as they are almost universally feelings based on current day stability and not about the long history of proven actions. Artemis, I understand your point of view. However, I think it's fundamentally because a lot of the older history is no longer relevant. All right. Modern technology has absolutely changed things to the point that I don't think we can appeal to old paradigms anymore to figure out why things are the way they are or why things will be the way they're going to be. First super chat from Joshua. Thank you. Thank you for the $5. Just started an intro to philosophy class. The professor uses puppets. She has a massive hard-on for Hannah Arendt. Is she a leftist? Hannah Arendt is a liberal, not a leftist. All right. Her most famous book is split into two halves. One half critiquing Nazism, the other half critiquing communism. And honestly, that book, The Origins of Totalitarianism, is like necessary political science reading, in my opinion, for the 20th and 21st centuries. She's pretty good. She's good. She's not like on the left, she's not on the right. That makes sense. I was thinking from a policy perspective. Okay, Health Center. Also, tell Artemis he does plenty well making himself look bad by himself. Oh, God. Keep fighting in my super chats, guys. Keep fighting in my super chats. One half critiquing the left, the other half critiquing the left. So funny thing about it is, I understand the whole Hitler was a leftist position because of the central control of the economy. However, Hitler definitely had right-wing psychology, the same with Stalin. Because they were both primarily motivated by disgust response. So they had like they implemented left-wing policies but with right-wing psychology backing them up. Dev, do you have any interest in doing about a video about why you think libertarians are naive utopians? I can give you the TLDR of it right now. The TLDR of it is basically like libertarians are like, everyone just leave each other alone. All right, just like you have like your, the government shouldn't be involved. You have like your little parcel of land. You have your homestead. Just leave each other alone. No one interfere in anyone else. All right, that is like all other forms of anarchism. That is just naive utopian thinking. All right, because like you can live in your ANCAP paradise where you have your your little farm and your homestead. You have your guns to protect it. All right, and all it takes is like 100 guys to roll up organized and just like kill you and rape your wife and rape your kids and then just take over what you have. All right, organization will always, in terms of just raw power, beat out the lone individual, like the rugged individual who's protecting his own thing with his own stuff with his shotgun. All right, which is why it's utopian. Libertarians do not understand the nature of political power. Hold on, T-Bra. Like, you just keep like making shit up. I've never said don't be skeptical of government. You can be skeptical of government, but you can't say the government absolutely did this thing without evidence. You can be skeptical of them. It's probably healthy to have like an initial skepticism of them, like oh, the government's involved. Let's investigate a bit. Let's see if what they're doing is actually correct. That is skepticism in government. But after you investigate and you say, oh, it turns out the government was actually right here, that's when you should stop being skeptical. All right, that's when you should be like, oh, okay, I guess they were correct. Like, you guys on the right, like especially like the more libertarian right and the minarchist right, you guys aren't just skeptical of the government. You inherently believe that the government cannot ever do anything correct, and that the government existing is inherently exploitative and coercive, and that's just retarded. It's just how it is. $2 from Holtzner. Thank you. It's naive until everyone has a nuke. Maybe, yeah. Holtzner, $2. Keep super chatting to enrage the chat. Dev, I came in an hour late, and you're fighting the chat still? The chat fights are why I followed in the first place. Did you see you as a cute kitten? I enjoy you, XOXO. Oh my god. People are simping for Dev. People are simping for Dev. I have seen the art, the fan art of me, yes. Okay. Hold on. Nothing but evil comes from political power. It's not a question of belief, but it's about genociding those who use it. It will always be used. All right? You cannot abolish the government. You cannot abolish the concept of power. It will always be there. Anarchism never works. You need a state. You need a centralized state. And on some level, you need a centralized strong state. Now, that does not mean it always has to be evil. I'm not lying about you, T-Bra. You just don't like it, I don't agree with you. Is it racist to say I just want efficiency? And Itchy, you're wrong too. They cannot admit institutions or agencies. Like, no. Yes, I can. Sometimes institutions fail. Sometimes they're corrupted. But then the solution is reform them, not abolish them. You can't abolish them. You can't go institutionless. I explained why before. Dev, get to the articles already. Stop fighting the chat and read the articles. Okay. I have read all super chats. I appreciate everyone who supports me. You guys are all the best. Need some more water, though. Hold on. Here. Let me go get some water. Yeah. Let me get some water, and we'll do the articles. Give me a second, okay? Just give me a minute. No, Naomi, I'm not done. The chat's being extra retarded today. Hi, guys, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see, $5 from Artemis Fowl. Thank you. Wait, the government by default is exploitative and coercive. That is what the monopoly of violence is for. Taxes are inherently coercive. Okay, let me rephrase what I was saying. All right. Yes, in the most basic sense, taxation is theft. They are taking money from you. You didn't consent. Like, you do consent if you use anything that money is used for, like the roads or whatever. But if you actually live out in the wilderness and don't use anything the state builds, and they still tax you, that is theft. Yes, that is just how it is, obviously, right? You can't opt out. And I understand those critiques. However, it's you can't go without it. There's always, like, living with other people is inherently coercive. Living with, and basically the best you can do is minimize the coerciveness. All right. You know, there's a saying, hell is other people. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, where it's like you could live somewhere else, but then, like, a guy who exists over there, it's like, well, shit, he's using resources that I could have used. He's taking from the commons, and I could be using those resources from the commons. So in the very barest minimum definition, like, he's exploiting you by existing, because that's where that logic leads. And the truth is, you have to be like, you know what? That's how it is. In order to live together, we must accept some minimum level of coercion and exploitation from other people. And we codify that as a government, and you know what? It actually makes it less. It actually makes it less. However, when we're talking in a more general sense, right? That's like a philosophical argument. In a more general sense, like if you're just hanging out, all right? You're walking somewhere in the street, and a police officer comes up to you and says, like, hey, Do you know anything about this? Like something just happened nearby. Have you seen anything? Do you know what's going on? And you say, you know what? I haven't seen anything. I'm sorry. And he's okay, all right. And then you go on with your day. Most normal people would view that as just like a normal human interaction between regular people. But like libertarians tend to view that as an inherently coercive interaction, where because the police officer is empowered by the state to do that him even just talking to you, it's like, no, fuck off, right? Like, no. Anyone who thinks that has never actually dealt with a police officer before. Fucking hell. Is he as good as what I'm hearing? That sounds like you're dumb if you're hearing that from what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I view it. It's like, yes, in the most strict in the strictest most philosophical definition, yes, it's coercive. But in actuality, in real life, just doing regular human things, no, the government existing is not exploitative and coercive. No. What's the next article? No, super chat, I mean. I DM'd you a recommendation. Don't read it to the chat, but check it out in your spare time to see if it interests you. I will. Also, if we get Kibbs to transition, would you K cover? No. Fuck. All right. All the super chats are done. Shall we go? Shall we watch the articles? Sorry, shall we read the articles? Libertarians look at the state like communists look at the employer. Yeah, exactly. They're like technically philosophically correct in both counts, but also in real life they're just stupid and wrong and dumb. Water. That's it. You're grounded. I no longer simp for Dev. I only simp for Sitch. Dev has upset me. How did I upset you? I'm just about to start the articles, you fuck. What are you upset about? Are you guys ready for article time? Because I am. Let's go. Stop wasting time. I'm not wasting time. I'm having fun. Castrate Kibbs sounds good. Okay, so if you want to support me in ways other than the super chats, which you guys have been very generous with, what you should do is mail me a box of garbage to this address. I'll open it on stream. It's always fun to open it. You can also join the D Club, Patreon, Subscribe Star, YouTube memberships, Twitch sub button. They all get you there. You have Amazon Prime? If you guys have Amazon Prime, link up your Amazon account with your Twitch account and toss me a free $5. You've already bought it. You might as well send it my way. Also, if you have a YouTube membership, you get videos early sometimes. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. Let's go. What do we got here? Let's see what we got for articles today. Mumbai youth kills sister after mistaking blood stains of her first period for bleeding after intercourse. Jesus. In a tragic incident, a 30-year-old youth... Wait, a 30-year-old youth? You're not a youth at 30 years old anymore. Okay. A 30-year-old youth allegedly killed his 12-year-old sister over the suspicion that she had a physical relationship with someone after he noticed blood stains of her first period. The youth has been working as a security guard in the city, was arrested by the police. According to officials, the girl had her menarche, the beginning of menstruation, a few days ago. She had no clue about it, and the bloodstains were visible on her clothes. Noticing this, the accused questioned her and alleged that she had intercourse with someone. The police officials said that the child, who was living with her brother and sister-in-law, was unable to explain the reason for the blood discharge, as she did not have knowledge of the menstrual cycle. The accused got angry, and then he burnt her with tongs on her mouth, on her back, and other parts of her body. She was taken to the hospital later, but she was declared dead. And a case of murder has now been registered against him. What the fuck, dude? Jesus fucking Christ. Starfield leaker arrested for selling stolen copies and streaming the game. That's right. So a couple days before the Starfield early access came out, someone stole copies from a warehouse, started selling them on eBay, and was streaming it on his own Twitch channel. The man behind the big Starfield leak is alleged to have been in possession of multiple stolen copies of the game. Earlier this week, roughly 40 minutes of gameplay footage from Starfield leaked online, which Microsoft and Bethesda subsequently tried to scrub from the internet as best as they could. You'd think that'd be the end of it, but the person believed to be responsible for the leak not only publicly revealed themselves, but also promised to keep posting gameplay. It's since been reported that the individual has been arrested, which seems a bit of an extreme response to the video game leak, until you realize they were also trying to sell other stolen copies of the game. An individual with the online handle Memphian94 initially uploaded a 40-minute video to his own YouTube channel. How they were able to acquire a copy of the game isn't clear. When the video was taken down, somebody was able to screen grab the comments section, where Memphian94 promised even more footage, saying this is only the beginning. He later posted a TikTok video publicly revealing his face, where he says he isn't mad about his video being removed and praises the game, even directly addressing Starfield director Todd Howard. Todd slop, guys. Rather than cut his losses, he was later found to be selling multiple physical copies of Starfield for as much as $200 via Japanese marketplace app Mercari. He then went on to upload a TikTok video of himself appearing to mail sold copies via FedEx, showing himself paying for the shipping, as well as another video reiterating his pledge to keep uploading footage. Like, dude, what the fuck, man? This is like, yeah, I'm committing the crime. Here's all the evidence of me committing the crime. Just keep going. I'm just going to keep fucking doing it. Todd personally arrested this man. Like, how stupid, how dumb do you have to be? Like, it's ridiculous. Also, everyone in the chat is saying breed dev. Why? Why? I guarantee you, no one in the chat actually wants to. Despite all my jokes, no one in the chat actually wants to have sex with Dev. Only my girlfriend, it seems. Father Judge Prophet, $5. Dev, you're gonna do a Maui Fires video, or is that probably a big no-no on YouTube right now? I don't buy the conspiracy theory that it was like a planned fire to like get rid of people's property or whatever the fuck. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know if it's worth it. I think it's just a fire, man. Everyone keeps going. Everyone keeps going with the breed Dev. Todd hunted that man Dev down. You must breed Dev. Nope. Let's keep going. Vegan restaurant says it will start selling meat due to lack of customers. Oh, let me A former fully vegan restaurant that boasted plant-based food that was essential for health and life will bizarrely start serving meat dishes. The Mango Tree, located in Taunton, Somerset, has failed to rally enough plant-based customers to their restaurant, and have consequently decided to rebrand their eatery entirely. The shocking decision has left plant-based customers furious, with them branding their bosses unethical. Horrified clients have also slammed the decision, saying that serving animal products in the eatery would be worse than closing. The owners are insisting that the staffing and upkeep costs are as important as the values of being vegan. Yep. In the near future, our restaurant will be undergoing an exciting period of change as we reimagine ourselves to offer the Taunton community new and exciting options to dine in and take away. All in the same location and with the same team you know and love. There's still time to enjoy the Mango Tree menu and relaxed atmosphere. Please book soon to experience all the Mango Tree offers. Yep. A spokesperson for the formerly plant-based bar and restaurant said the only other option was to close permanently. Ethics extend to the jobs and welfare of our wonderful team, to whom we owe a great deal and another chance. Hospitality is increasingly tough, and continuing as a purely vegan restaurant has not been sustainable for a considerable amount of time, as there are simply not enough customers supporting us in our current format. They've been writing cryptic posts online as well. Yep. Posts on social media appear to tease a new vibe for the restaurant, following a refurb. Customers have remained confused over what that means. The Mango Tree is expected to reopen in the autumn, has said that once it does, it will no longer be exclusively vegan. As while it's understood that the eatery will now be serving meat, it currently remains unclear which animal products could be introduced to the dining options. Yep. People are like, you could always just go like the vegetarian option, right? Like well, hold on, isn't there like a type of vegetarianism where you can eat fish, you can eat like eggs and dairy, but you can't eat like red meat? Maybe something like that. Yeah, people are freaking out on Facebook. Yeah. Surely you just go out of business rather than profit from the exploitation of animals. It's like, yeah, surely you just destroy your business. Why not? It's like, well, you fucking moron. Shut up. Right. Oh well. This is how it is. Seems worse than closing, selling meat. Well, you know what? They will simply get a new audience. Yeah, pescatarian, right? $2 from Arkin. The Starfield heist was an inside job. Thanks, buddy. Lucy Letby appeal fund launch. What's this all about? Supporters claim the nurse's conviction may represent the greatest Why do people want me to cover this? What is this? Just like a regular court case, right? First new menu option, veal. Like, here's the thing. I've had veal before. It's okay, but I don't see the big deal about it. It's only okay. Okay. A campaign to fundraise for Lucy Letby's appeal has claimed the nurse's conviction may represent the greatest miscarriage of justice the UK has ever witnessed. Okay, was she accidentally sentenced guilty for something? Like, was it a mistake? She has the right to appeal against her whole life order for murdering 7 babies and trying to kill another 6. Okay. All right. I guess I have my foot in my mouth immediately. Her legal team has not yet revealed if they plan to appeal, but campaigners who claim that she didn't have a fair trial are already gathering proof. Okay. What did she do? She killed 7 babies? Coming soon. Donate. Our first mission campaign for a new trial for Lucy Letby was recently convicted for murdering infants under her care. It's the greatest miscarriage of justice the UK has ever witnessed. Through fundraising, we have a fair trial, evidence is reliable. Okay. High insulin levels detected in 2 of the babies were presented by the prosecution. Although Letby did not contest the babies were deliberately injected with insulin, she said that she was the one who had administered it. What? What? What's the story here? Like, this is missing half the story. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm gonna look this person up real quick. Hold on. Dev, it was self-defense. Lucy Letby is a British former neonatal nurse and serial killer who murdered at least 7 infants and attempted to murder at least 6 others in her care between June 2015 and June 2016. After she was removed from her duties in June 2016, the incidents stopped. Charged with 8 counts of murder, 10 counts of attempted murder. She injected infants with air or insulin. She overfed them, or she physically assaulted them. She stole 250 confidential documents relating to children's care to keep as mementos of her crimes, and falsified patient records to avert suspicion. A number of parents and staff walked in during or just after her attacks. Life in prison. Was she just insane? Like, why did she do it? She did like, is it one of those things where she couldn't have her own kids, so she was like going nuts or something? Man, what a fucking. It's just post birth abortion. She had a case of notice me, senpai. What? Hold on. The killings were to gain the attention of a married doctor with whom she allegedly had a secret relationship. She texted this doctor non-stop during night shifts, minutes before attacking the babies. He was one of the doctors called when a baby rapidly deteriorated. She denied all these suggestions, including the allegation she had a relationship with the married doctor. However, upon some of the notes that were found in Letby's home and police searches were declarations of love for the doctor. Some of the notes read, "I trusted you with everything and loved you. You are my best friend, and please help me." During the trial, Letby broke down for the first time only when this doctor, who she allegedly had a crush on, gave evidence that she tried to leave the dog. Okay. She said she felt unwell. She claimed she didn't know. Oh my God. Yeah. She said, "I'll never marry or have children. I'll never know what it's like to have a family. I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them." Dude. Like, this person seems entirely fucked up. Oh my God, dude. Hey, this does not seem like someone who did it for the thrill or did it for power, or like, it seems like someone who like is deeply depressed. And now they want to fund her appeal. Fuck. I can fix her? Really? Hold on, guys. Here she is. How many of you want to try to fix her? Oh. So, how many of you want to try to fix her? Not into blondes? Never mind. Nope, not for me. White woman. A white woman Instagram. Fuck. I'm dying here. I inhaled some fucking water. Okay. Enough of this. Enough of this, bitch. Let's keep going. The Pentagon's Secret Service trawls social media for mean tweets about generals. Oh my god. How fucking insecure. When the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley, enters into a scheduled retirement later this year, one of the perks will include a personal security detail to protect him from threats, including embarrassment. That's stupid. The U.S. Army Protective Services Battalion, the Pentagon's little-known Secret Service equivalent, is tasked with safeguarding top military brass. The unit protects... Hold on. The unit protects current as well as former high-ranking military officers from assassination, kidnapping, injury, or embarrassment. That one of these things is not like the other. Protective Services mandate has expanded to include monitoring social media for direct, indirect, and veiled threats and identifying negative sentiment regarding its wards. That sounds kind of stupid, to be honest. The country's national security machinery has become increasingly focused on social media, particularly as it relates to disinformation. Various national security agencies have spent recent years standing up offices all over the federal government to counter the purported threat. There may be legally valid reasons to intrude on someone's privacy by searching for, collecting, and analyzing publicly available information. Let's be fair. It's not really intruding on their privacy if it's publicly available information, right? Like, if you put something on Twitter, it's not private anymore. It's public, and that's how it is. Particularly when it pertains to serious crimes and terroristic threats. However, expressing positive or negative sentiment towards a senior high-risk individual cannot be deemed sufficient grounds for government agencies to conduct surveillance operations, even going as far as to pinpoint exact locations of individuals. The ability to express opinions, criticize, make assumptions, or form value judgments, especially regarding public officials, is a quintessential part of democratic society. Exactly. Protective details in the past have generated controversy over questions about their cost and necessity. During the Trump administration, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos's around-the-clock security detail racked up $24 million in costs. Trump's Environmental Protection Agency administrator, Scott Pruitt, ran up over $3.5 million in bills for his protective detail, costs that were determined unjustified by the EPA's Inspector General. The watchdog also found that the EPA had not bothered to assess the potential dangers posed by any of the threats to Pruitt. Jesus. Guys, just sucking up the money for security, eh? Francis Seibold, a spokesman for the Army's Criminal Investigation Division, pointed The Intercept to a webpage about the office, which has been renamed the Executive Protection and Special Investigations Field Office. Seibold did not respond to substantive questions about social media monitoring by the protective unit. Okay. Jesus. How long is this? There's a lot here, isn't there? Let's get going. The document, published in redacted form on an online clearinghouse for government contracts but reviewed without redactions by The Intercept, begins by describing the Army's need to mitigate online threats as well as identify positive or negative sentiment. This is an ongoing requirement to provide global protective services for senior Department of Defense officials. Adequate security, blah blah. Okay, we got it. This is their justification. They're trying to keep their guys secure. Okay. The document goes on to describe the software it would use to acquire a reliable social media threat mitigation service. They need an open source web-based toolkit with advanced capabilities to collect publicly available information. Okay, so it sounds like they're just skimming publicly available information, all right? It's like they're just going to run algorithms to search for a bunch of shit on Twitter or on Facebook or on whatever. They're going to catalog that. Okay. The Army planned to use these tools not just to detect online threats, but also pinpoint their exact location by combining various surveillance techniques and data sources. The document cites access to Twitter's Firehose, which would grant the Army the ability to search public tweets and Twitter users without restriction, as well as an analysis of 4chan, Reddit, YouTube, and Vkontakte, which is a Facebook knockoff in Russia. Internet chat programs like Discord and Telegram would also be scoured for the purpose of identifying counterterrorism and counter-extremism and radicalization. The Army's new toolkit goes far beyond social media surveillance of the type offered by private contractors like Dataminer, which helps police and military agencies detect perceived threats by scraping social media timelines and chat rooms for various keywords. Instead, the investigators would seemingly combine social media data with a broad variety of public and non-public information, all accessible through a universal search selector. These sources of information include signal-rich discussions from illicit threat actor communities and access to around-the-clock conversations with threat actor channels. Okay. It includes public research, CCTV feeds, radio stations, news outlets, personal records, hacked information, webcams, and perhaps most invasive, cellular location data. Geofence data as well. Okay, yeah. All right, so basically, the Army procurement document. So they're saying that they don't necessarily have this capability yet, but that they're looking to obtain this capability, and they'll probably like contract it out to some company to like build it for them, right? Yeah. They also want tools to disguise the Army's internet presence as it monitors the web. The contract says the Army would use misattribution, deceiving others about who is actually behind the keyboard. The document says that the Army would accomplish this through falsifying web browser information and by relaying Army internet traffic through servers located in foreign cities, obscuring its stateside origin. Okay, so they want to use a VPN. Got it. Understood. The data used by the toolkit all falls under the rubric of publicly available information, a misnomer that often describes not only what is freely available to the public, but also commercially purchased private information bought and sold by a wide constellation of shadowy surveillance firms and data brokers. Location data gleaned from smartphone apps and resold by the unregulated mobile ad industry provides nearly anyone, including the Army it appears, with an effortless, unaccountable means of tracking the phone-owning public's movements with pinpoint accuracy, both in the US and abroad. So yeah, it's not like they're taking stuff that doesn't already exist. Like, it's not like they're actually spying on you. Basically, they want to collect the data that already exists out there. So you take your phone around. You take your phone around. No! I was in the middle of reading it. You take your phone around. The data's already out there. Right? 5 BGNs. Thank you. I bet you this much that you won't promote my channel. You're right. I won't. Why would you super chat that? What the fuck? Is this like some new bot scheme? Okay. And $5 from Antelope. I'm sure they won't be biased towards certain politics with these tools and totally won't be breaking any amendments with this. We'll have to see. Okay, so a recently declassified report from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence outlines the dramatic and invasive surveillance efforts conducted by the U.S. government through the purchase of data collected in the private sector. Through contracts with private entities, the government has skirted laws enshrining due process, allowing federal agencies to collect cellular data on millions of Americans without warrants or judicial oversight. Here's the issue, right? You can't really go after the government for like illegally surveilling you or like spying on you without due process. You can't. Because everyone puts their shit out there, right? You sign the contract with your cell phone company. It says they're going to collect your data and use it and sell it. You're like, okay, you sign the contract, all right? You say, I accept on your phone for all those terms of service. Like, every time you're giving your consent for this shit. You're constantly giving your consent for this shit every time you do it. So the data's out there. The US government purchases it, right? You've put it out there. As simple as that. Wait, not again. What am I saying that's wrong, buddy? What am I saying that's fucking wrong here? No, I didn't even say if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to hide. I'm saying that people consent to this. All right? Listen. Maybe because I'm older than you guys, all right? Maybe that's what it is. But like in the 90s, I didn't take my cell phone out with me because there was no cell phone. And when I would go around and do things, no one could track what I was doing because I didn't have a fucking computer on me at 24/7. All right? Nowadays, people are choosing to do that, and they're like, oh, I take a computer with tracking information on it around with me 24/7, and I press yes, I consent to being monitored using this tracking information, and now people know where I am? Oh, how could this have happened to me? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, it's like, are you retarded? Dude, leave your fucking cell phone at home. Like, holy shit, dude. There were like cell phones in the mid 90s and they sucked and they couldn't track you because they weren't smartphones. $5 from Artemis. Those contracts are not enforceable. You cannot sign a contract that violates your constitutional rights. What right is being violated? When a contract says, hey, this app, like, Pokemon Go is a great example, right? The Pokemon Go app requires your location for it to work because it pulls up like a map of where you are and like the Pokemon appear. It requires to track your location, and you say, yes, I'll have my location tracked, thank you very much. And how is that breaking the Constitution? In any case, no, man. A lot of this is happening because people are just being like, I like the convenience of having my location on my phone. I like all the good things that gets me. So I will accept the trade-off of having people know my data. And they say yes. There you go. That's how it is. If you don't like it, don't use phones. Don't use cell phones. Like I said, in the 80s and 90s, you got by without them. You can get by without them today. Yeah, exactly. Randman, exactly. There are open source phones and mobile OSs that don't track your data. Exactly. I have one of those. So like I know how they work. But people want their iPhones, man. That's how it is. I hope the shiny Cyndaquil was worth it. Give up your freedoms in order to catch them all. Fucking hell. Hold on. The entire Constitution is about the government not being allowed to go through your shit without you knowing. No, it's not without you. It's not necessarily without you knowing. It's also without due process, right? If you make something publicly available, then they don't need to come ask you. You've put it out there, right? That's why if you post something illegal on Facebook, the police can just take it off your Facebook account without your permission and then use it against you because you made it public, all right? This is why, like, if you put your garbage at the end of your driveway for collection, the cops can go and look through your garbage because it's not in the privacy of your own home anymore, all right? Once you make something public, you're consenting for it to be viewed and used by anyone, all right? And that's exactly what you're doing when you use these apps. You're saying, yes, I will make it public. Yes, I will make it public. Artemis Fowl, unlawful search and seizure, right to privacy. I understand your point of view, Artemis, but you're wrong on this because every time you make something public, you've already forfeited that. You said, you know what? I have the right to keep it private, but I am purposefully not keeping it private. I am making it public. All right. It's the same thing with putting garbage at the end of your driveway. It's the same thing as putting something publicly available on Facebook or on Twitter. It's the same thing as making your data available to the apps that you use. You are saying, I have the right, and I am not, and I am waiving my right. I am not enforcing my right. I am saying, I'm making it public. Do what you want with it. You're giving that. Wait, hold on. The device is collecting data without us being aware. No, it's not, Itchy. It's not without you being aware. Every time you like scroll through a terms of service and say yes, or you sign a contract without reading it, yes, yes, I agree. I want my cell phone. That is you saying, that's you being made aware. Just because you don't read the fucking contract because you're too lazy doesn't mean that you haven't signed off on it. And you have signed off on it. Can I take it back? Can I make it private again? Yes, you can. It's called stop using your phone. Dev should be a lawyer or a spokesperson for government. Hey, this is a correct argument. Speaking of cell phones, imagine if they brought back the giant 80s brick phone as a throwback product or a smartphone. Would you buy one? Yeah, probably. I like that shit. I love that shit, dude. No, this is absolutely how it works. This is absolutely how it works, guys. Like, there's a lot of coping in the chat right now, but you guys are wrong. Just take the L. Why? I'm right. I'm correct on this. If your cell phone says, in order to use this product, we will be selling your data, you have the choice of not using the product. So don't use the product if you don't want your data sold. Like, that's how it is. Buy a phone that doesn't do data collection. Every time TOS gets changed, you're given like an option to like say yes or no to it. It happens every time something gets updated. What part of a public post has anything to do with the metadata and location services? That is unlawful for the government to use that information. I don't think it is. I don't think it is unlawful. Because here's the thing, like, you look at Twitter, right? And Twitter says like, you look at Twitter and it's like, do you want your information to be public? You can like turn that on or off, right? And then someone says, posted from iPhone at this location. It's like, well, you just made it public, dude. There it is. Dev is literally right. Buy a prepaid, dumbass. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot of coping here, but no actual arguments. I mean, you can argue it's immoral. It's obviously immoral. It's obviously immoral. But is it illegal? No, because you consent. You consent to have them use your data this way. TOSs are not legal or enforceable in court, Dev. That is not a consistent truism, Artemis. First search on this. A legitimate terms of service agreement is legally binding. It's a contract, dude. It's a fucking contract. Of course it's legally enforceable. Jesus Christ. All right. Jesus. What's the next? Is there anything else interesting in this? Job listings to fulfill the contract. Okay, I got it. Yep. Basically, the Army is purchasing publicly available data that has been gleaned from millions of users who have said yes on their phones, please take my data. And now they're trying to figure out if generals are being disparaged on social media with it, which is fucking stupid. But, hey, welcome to 2023. Have I been feeling really depressed lately? Can you give me a First Nations pass? No. No. Antelope for $5. If I had $1 every time Dev disagrees with his audience, definitely have more than $2. Also jailbreak your phone. Exactly, yeah. Jailbreak your phone. Exactly. Like, here's the thing. There's also ways around this, all right? Buy yourself, Jesus Christ, buy yourself a phone you can jailbreak, all right? You can, like, All right. I have almost no sympathy for people who are like, "Yes, daddy, track me. I want to use the fun apps on my phone. Track me, take all my data," and then complain that they're being like monitored. It's like, well, you chose this. You fucking chose this. I hope your rights get infringed, Dev. It's not an infringement if you fucking consent. Like, okay, the amount of coping that I'm seeing from the chat right now, this is like on the level of a leftoid who's coping about like the retroactive rape bullshit. You consented. Bad thing happened as a result of your consent. Now you regret it and you want to blame someone else. That's what you're doing right now. With you guys, it's data for all the things that you signed up for that you now don't like. For those people, it's the fact that they got fucked and they regretting getting fucked. Let's continue on. The Biden administration names 10 prescription drugs for first ever Medicare price negotiations. Oh, that's interesting. Today is the start of a new deal for patients. Okay. T-Brat, $2. There's no choice in all companies harvest data. There's definitely choices out there, dude. Definitely. Like I said, I have one of those phones that doesn't harvest data. That's like the selling point of it. Archean, $10. Well, I agree for the most part, but the contract being legal, there is something to be said about these companies having de facto monopolies. It takes away any meaningful choice. Here's the thing. That's why, by the way, it's moral to jailbreak your phones and stuff. Jailbreak them. Always jailbreak them. Massive Doge, $2. Consent. Get tracked. Oh, God. I just read it, T-Brock. Come the fuck on. $5. People don't get, you don't have a right to privacy. You have a right against unreasonable searches. They're not the same despite how they sound. Understood. So, let's see this article here. Jesus. Look at this face. Biden looks like a fucking zombie. Okay. The Biden administration on Tuesday unveiled the first 10 prescription drugs that will be subject to price negotiations with Medicare, marking a milestone for Democrats in their years-long push to lower rising healthcare costs. The list includes, Eliquis, Jardiance, Xarelto, Januvia, whatever. Okay. These are all insulin products. President Joe Biden, in remarks at the White House, said that the medications are drugs to treat everything from heart failure, blood clots, diabetes, kidney disease, arthritis, blood cancers, Crohn's disease, and so much more. Today is the start of a new deal for patients, where Big Pharma doesn't just get a blank check at your expense and at the expense of the American people. On my watch, healthcare should be a right, not a privilege in this country. The impact won't be immediately felt, however, as negotiations will occur this year and next, with new prices becoming effective in 2026. The Medicare Drug Price Negotiation Program is a result of the Inflation Reduction Act, one of Biden's key legislative victories. It allows the government to directly broker with drug manufacturers for the first time in the history of the program, which provides health insurance coverage to 65 million people. Oh, okay. Facebook was fined billions of dollars for selling metadata to the U.S. government by the EU just recently. Thank you very much for the super chat, Artemis. I've heard something about that. I don't know the full details on it. But in general, stop giving your data to your phones. Stop doing it. So, what's happening here? I think it was Zatak who said introducing capitalism to our socialist system. No. Because Medicare is the government. And this is the government negotiating with private contractors who make the drugs. So I don't know if this is more capitalism or socialism, but honestly, it doesn't matter. What matters is it. What matters is it good? That's what matters. Barrett Privateer, you literally click agree to can the NSA spy on you and then complain when it happens. Give up the smartphone, delete all your social media if you want privacy. Eggs fucking exactly. All right? In the 1980s, people had just fine lives without smartphones and without social media. You want to go back? Go back. Get rid of your phone. Delete your Facebook. Get the fuck out, get the fuck off the internet. You can go back if you want to go back. Go ahead. So, Stephen Hatfield, Medicare beneficiary experience. Okay, blah blah blah. This is just some poor sap who had to pay a lot. Feels bad, man. Under the Inflation Reduction Act, the federal government can select up to 15 more drugs for negotiation in 2027, another 15 drugs for 2028, and up to 20 more drugs each year after. So, lowering costs for American families. We're going to keep standing up to Big Pharma. We're not going to back down. All right. Yep, everyone's like, yay, Biden did it. Oh my God. Elections have consequences. Okay. Apparently, there are some MAGA Republicans who oppose the Inflation Reduction Act and want to repeal it. The drug industry, in response to the announcement, hit back on the program. Several pharmaceutical companies have sued the administration in an attempt to derail price negotiations. Giving a single government agency the power to arbitrarily set the price of medicines with little accountability, oversight, or input from the patients and their doctors will have significant negative consequences long after this administration is gone. So, pharmaceuticals do not want their stuff being sold for cheaper. Obviously, they want to make money, right? But the government wants people to have more reasonably priced medication. And fair enough. This sounds good to me. At least the way it's described here. Emperor creatine, $10. I don't agree with price controls for drugs like this. Pharmacists will stop developing them if they can't make money off of it, and drugs for rare conditions will go first. Here's the thing, man. Some drugs like insulin, they're making way too much money off them. Way too much money. Like way too much money, Emperor creatine. Some drugs, yeah, you got to fund that research somehow. Other drugs, like they're making like 10,000% profit. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? That's too much. Obviously too much. Hold on. Submit to the system or just don't participate in society, LMAO. Hold on. Gigabigot 3000. Were you not participating in society in 1980 when you didn't have a fucking smartphone and didn't have the internet? No. You were participating in society just fine. The issue is that you want your convenience. That's what it is. You want your comforts. Oh, I want all the comforts, but I don't want to actually pay for them. Oh, I don't care. Sleepy Joe uses MAGA Republicans a lot. This wasn't Sleepy Joe this time. It was the article. I don't think Biden said that. To be fair, though, like the phrase MAGA Republicans does make sense because you have like non-MAGA Republicans, right? There's clearly a split in the Republican Party right now. Most new drug R&D is done here in the States, and the Europors get to freeload off it since we're eating the R&D cost. If we could get them to fork over some more cash, the price may go down for us. Maybe. I don't know. What's next? The paradox at the grocery store. What people really need is less choice, not more. Oh boy. Are you ready for some commie fucking bullshit? Oh. Oh. On a recent afternoon, while running errands before I had to pick up my kids from school, I froze in the orange juice aisle of a big box store. So many different brands lay before me. Minute Maid, Simply, Tropicana, Dole, Florida's Natural, Sunny D, not to mention niche organic labels. And each brand offered juices with various configurations of pulp, vitamins, and concentrate. The sheer plenitude induced a kind of paralysis. Overwhelmed by the choices on offer, I simply couldn't make one. I left the store without any orange juice. Are you a retard? There's so many orange juices. I just couldn't buy one. According to the American Time Use Survey, An average grocery trip takes more than 40 minutes. This may not sound like much, but the task can feel overwhelming and time consuming in the midst of a busy day, especially because every trip consists of a plethora of decisions. Through this lens, what seems like a modern benefit: 100 different kinds of ice cream, every imaginable chip flavor, hot dog buns sliced on the side or on the top, can become a bit of a burden. This is so stupid, man. Okay, can I like find the full thing? Do we even want to read the full thing of this? This is like some slop. This is some slop right here, guys. Do I really want to walk like read all this? Oh my god, it's so long. Oh my god, it's so long. I'm just gonna read the end. I'm just gonna read the fucking end of it. It seems what you could really use at the grocery store is not more choice, but less. Not the freedom to choose, but the freedom from choices. I treasure a shopping experience that doesn't demand I make complex decisions every step. In some areas of my life, like picking out clothing, a brand is important. But I really don't care about the brand of granola that I buy. My groceries don't need to be the absolute best in the market. I just don't want them to be the worst. A solid B plus is good enough. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. So many choices, said no one in Africa. Exactly, yeah. This is the end result of infantilization. Like, absolutely, dude. Abso-fucking-lutely. This is so stupid. Mercifully, there exists a portion of the retail sector I think of as the single option store, or the SOS. The options at these establishments are deliberately witted, typically only leaving only a handful of each item to choose from. Perhaps the paradigmatic SOS is Aldi. It sells the basic grocery staples, with their produce or pasta, while largely eschewing name brands. Instead, it provides its own line of items. It's so stupid, man. It's so fucking dumb. The vibe is no frills inside an Aldi. The shelves are tightly packed, the labels are decidedly unflashy. A shopper won't be faced with an entire battalion of brands jockeying for their attention. Fewer characters like Tony the Tiger and Captain Crunch beckon from the shelves, and I feel relief picking up just a plain yellow box that reads Honeygrams. Wow. This person sounds like a fucking retard. Okay. I hate this, and I hate these people. I hate these people. I just hate them. Here. I'm going to go to the washroom. We'll be back in like 30 seconds. BRB. Okay, back. Sorry about that. I muted the fucking mic. You guys didn't hear anything. Is this just Hack Journo discovers choice paralysis? Yeah, basically. Hack Journo discovers choice paralysis and can't fucking manage it. Okay. Saints Row developers permanently shutting down after the reboot flopped. Oh, who could have seen this coming? Oh, who could have seen this coming, guys? The developer of popular game Saints Row has announced it's shutting down after a reboot of the game series received mixed reviews. Volition made the announcement on LinkedIn, confirming that the developer's parent company, Embracer Group, would be closing them down effective immediately. The studio is mostly known for the highly successful Saints Row games, which are similar to the Grand Theft Auto series. RIP Smash Mouth. Thanks, Artemis. So we talk about that a little bit later. However, the open world games departed from GTA by emphasizing more wacky and over-the-top gameplay and stories. The characters eventually became president of the United States and even battled an alien invasion, as well as wielding that weapon. If you know, you know. I guess I do. Volition may be known for Saints Row. It's also a historic game studio dating all the way back to the mid-90s. It produced Descent, Free Space, and Red Faction. Yep. The Volition team has proudly created world-class entertainment for fans around the globe for 30 years. We've been driven by a passion for our community and always worked to deliver joy, surprise, and delight. They've Embracer Group announced a restructuring program to strengthen Embracer and maintain its position as a leader in the video game industry. As part of that program, they evaluated strategic and operational goals and made the difficult decision to close Volition effective immediately. Yep. You're all fucked. You're all fucking... Would you go away? Like... X. I'm pressing the X. You know what? I'm just going to zap you. You're just getting zapped. I'm just zapping. I'm zapping until you vanish. There you go. So, Volition's gone. RIP. Yep, Embracer Group bought Gearbox, Crystal Dynamics. Yeah, they've been going on a purchasing spree. But Saints Row did not work out for them. Yeah, I'll have to do the Death of Volition video, I think. The state of Florida never provided medically necessary gender-affirming care to Dwayne Owen, causing her enormous suffering and violating her right to be free from cruel and unusual punishment for the more than 30 years she was in state custody. Florida has executed Dwayne Owen. So, Dwayne stabbed 14-year-old Karen Slattery 18 times, killing her, and then raped her corpse. He committed murder again years later. Florida executes Dwayne Owen for the 1984 killings of teenage babysitter and mother of two. Yeah. I do not give a fuck about this person or what happened to them. They deserved all of it. If the whole trans thing was like a last minute gambit, then that's disgusting. If not, if this person actually did suffer from gender dysphoria their whole life, well then, their suffering was part of their punishment for their crimes. And I don't give a fuck. A single, solitary fuck. This person deserved it. Creatine, again, for $10. I low-key hope Embracer Group can bring back some stability in the industry. More games, less real-world politics. I hate being hyper-aware of the mildest woke crap. I want to play new games again. I completely agree, dude. I completely agree. So yeah, fuck this person. Here's the headliner. Marxist teacher who called for a forceful cultural revolution has landed a seat on the Colorado legislature. A Marxist teacher from Colorado who called for a forceful cultural revolution against whiteness was voted in by Democrats to fill an open state House of Representatives seat on Saturday. Tim Hernandez was selected as a state representative for the Denver area on Saturday by a committee of Democrats tasked with filling the vacant seat after its incumbent was elected to the Denver City Council. Hernandez worked at Aurora West Preparatory Academy in the Aurora Public Schools District. Their staff list has since been scrubbed, it was unclear if he continues to work in the Colorado District. A sign in his classroom called for dismantling white systems. He went on a Marxist... Hold on. Fox News Digital previously found that he went on a Marxist diatribe at a protest organized by unions. I want to tear some shit up for you. Are you ready? What I think is happening in our schools, what I think is showing up in my classroom, is a lot of things that we get into ideological circles up here. We like to compete who knows Marx better, who knows things better, who's a Leninist. Listen, all right? I'll give you a real take on this shit. Kids don't care. Here he is. Yes, it's important to know theory, but you have to do some practices. You have to get out into the streets. You have to get into your workplace. You have to go to your families. If we're just sitting, talking in an ideological circle, our kids are still going to schools that are underfunded, where they are investing more in their failure than in their success. Your communist theory will not save you. The revolution will happen in the hood. It will not be led by who understands Lenin best. It will not be led by the deepest Marxists. The revolution will be led by the people. And I say all this because I'm a teacher. Here he is. Yep. They found his public social media and found the teacher called for a forceful cultural revolution, particularly against American whiteness and white supremacy. Sorry, chat. You guys can't know about this because even though it was on his publicly available social media, gleaning that is violating his privacy, violating his constitutional due process. Sorry, you can't know about this. I want to see the chat. Okay. Tricky Mario for $8. Thank you. The black friend of mine thought the guy deserved execution. She also thought the Florida travel warning issued by the NAACP was dumb. Yeah, it was, obviously. Listen, trolling chat is really fun. I'm going to keep doing it. Okay. So, to engage young children on his lens of society, he said they should be shown the movie A Bug's Life, followed by a lesson on proletariat revolution. He was previously fired from a different school in the system after being called aggressive, divisive, and attacking. A lot of people call me a unicorn. I am not an anomaly. I'm a testament to the work we still have to do. This is sacred. This is powerful. This is necessary. I tell my students the truth. If white people spent half the time they spend trying to distance themselves from their whiteness and instead spent it actually deconstructing systems of white supremacy, where would we be? Systems of white supremacy are upheld by individuals. To remove individuality from this conversation is unproductive. I am absolutely advocating for a cultural revolution where we dismantle individual and systemic white supremacy. Listen, all right? I'm coming out fully in favor of an integrative, inclusive white supremacy. All right? No genocides allowed. No segregation allowed. All right? It is white people's burden to intermix with non-whites as much as possible and to subsume their genetics into a unified white race. We're doing the genetic imperialism, guys. That's how it's going to be. That's what we must do, all right? This is how it is. Dev's white supremacy arc. Every Slav and Aryan. Exactly. Listen, all right? All right? Every KKK member gets a government approved, government provided black girlfriend. Breed the minorities. Breed the minorities. All right? Here. White men get a white wife and they get a non-white wife. They get two of them. All right? That's how it is. That's what the future is going to be. Will the GF be a tomboy? Okay. That's enough of this nonsense. Let's keep going. I want a black girlfriend. Sounds good. Homeless man charged with hate crimes for defecating on 2 LGBTQ plus pride flags. Oh my god. A homeless man has been charged with several hate crimes for defecating on an LGBTQ plus pride flag and wiping his behind with another at a Manhattan restaurant. This guy is named Fred Innocent. Okay. Fred Innocent walked into Bueco 95, a bar on West 95th and Broadway on the Upper West Side, on April 15th at about 10 a.m. as the day crew was setting up and grabbed 2 rainbow flags off of a table. He relieved himself on one of the banners and then cleaned himself with the other. This was a total hate crime, said the restaurant owner. He came in within 15 minutes of us opening the restaurant. You could have gone to Popeyes or McDonald's around the corner. You could have used napkins. You just didn't give a shit. She said that she felt he zeroed in on the flags because of his intolerance. He took the only 2 flags in the area and he used one to defecate, the other to wipe himself. Oh my god. He carried out his act beneath a surveillance camera. And the hate crime detectives are now trying to track him down, but he's homeless. Oh, they found him at a Harlem shelter. He was charged with burglary, harassment, and trespassing, all as hate crimes. He was also hit with additional trespassing and burglary, not as a hate crime. Okay, so here's how hate crimes work, all right? A hate crime on its own is not criminal. So if you just say a slur, it's fine. But if you commit burglary, harassment, and trespassing with hate as an intent, you get an added bonus on there. There's an added amount of punishment on there. So burglary has less punishment than hateful burglary. That's how it works. Hi, Dev. How are your gills today? Thanks, Stug, for the $2. Appreciated. Well, there's probably 2 burglaries because there was 2 flags he took. I don't know how there's 2 harassment or 2 trespassing because he only broke into one place, right? I don't know. But anyway, he was arrested for burglary after swiping a purse from an employees-only area of a Manhattan hotel. He was busted for grand larceny last October. In 2007 and 1998, he was hit with felony assault in the Bronx. So this guy's been homeless in New York City for 25 years, just getting in trouble. So, all right. Okay. Blade Runner ULEZ vandals. Tory MP says he's happy for residents of his East London constituency to destroy cameras. Oh my god. How do you pronounce his name? Is it Ian? Ian? I don't know. Tory MP Duncan Smith. How about that? Duncan Smith said he backs the Blade Runners who are vandalizing the ULEZ cameras. Usually he prides himself for being tough on crime, but the former cabinet minister said today he was happy for the residents of his Chingford and Woodford Green constituency to destroy cameras because they've been lied to. A lot of people in my constituency have been cementing up the cameras or putting plastic bags over them. I am happy for them to do it because they are facing an imposition that no one wants and they've been lied about it. The actions you're seeing show how angry people are at what's being imposed on them. Sadiq Khan has gerrymandered all the information. People have had enough. So here he is. Yep. There's public cameras that the government is using to track people in the UK. No to ULEZ. People are just chopping them down, like all over the place. There's like 500 cameras that have been destroyed. Since his comments were first published, he told the Evening Standard that I do understand the frustrations of the people in my constituency who are being hit by these charges and who feel like they're not being listened to by the mayor. All right. The Transport Secretary said the expansion of the ULEZ to all London boroughs is not about air pollution, but a money-raising exercise. Yep. So basically, people who drive in the zone in a vehicle that does not meet minimum emissions standards are now required to pay a £12.50 daily fee or risk an $180 fine, reduced to $90 or 90 pounds, sorry, if paid within 14 days. Go away. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has faced strong opposition to the scheme, although a £160 million scheme run by Transport for London enables residents, small businesses, sole traders, and charities scrapping non-compliant cars to claim grants. So now they're just chopping down cameras. Yep. On the first day of ULEZ activation in London, cameras are already being vandalized. Yep. The Transport Secretary has no power to stop it coming into force. That's a decision for the Mayor of London, backed by the Labour leader. I think you should think again. Yep. They're just chopping down cameras, man. Continue reading. I think I've seen... is the number in here? Something like 500 cameras have been destroyed. It's something like that. 500 cameras have been destroyed in the UK. Here's the thing. In places that are a lot smaller, like in Europe, the 15-minute city thing might actually be a problem. In Canada and the United States, it won't be a problem. But in places like this, it might actually be. So I think fighting back against this in this way is probably a good idea. Like, this is some fucking bullshit, all right? The UK is like giga-cucked. And I'm completely fine with people just chopping these down. Like, fuck you. My husband doesn't know how to clean his own asshole. I'm a straight, cis, married woman with young kids. My spouse is generally pretty great, and I would describe our home life as joyful and fulfilling. The issue I'm writing about is perhaps a small one, but it's an ongoing annoyance, and I wonder if you have any helpful ideas. My husband doesn't know how to clean his own asshole. He's able-bodied and in great health. He has good hygiene in general. So it's a bit of a mystery to me. The main reason I'm aware of this is because his bath towels are shit-spotted more days than not. I wouldn't say I go looking for skid marks, but as the main laundry doer, I can't help but notice. I'm considered investing in beige towels, but honestly, hiding the shit doesn't mean the shit's not there. This is not a new issue, and the gentle suggestions I've made over the years have not been helpful. For example, I've mentioned that wet wipes we keep on the back of the toilet for the kids come in handy for me too. I've mentioned that the removable shower head is perfect for a really good rinse down under. And a couple of times I've said something like, hey, I've noticed some stains on the towels. It seems like you're not getting totally clean in the shower. My husband seems sheepish when I've been more direct, so I think he understands that it's gross, and yet it persists. This also impacts our sex life, mostly in that I know my husband is interested in being on the receiving end of more ass play, but I'm not going to put my tongue or fingers in an asshole that isn't even clean when its owner is freshly showered. And fair or not, the simple awareness that my husband is about as good as wiping his ass as my 3-year-old can sometimes be a turnoff. But otherwise, this supportive, loving, super sexy guy, a good father and partner, the plus column is full. The minus column is short, but contains this super shitty thing. What do I do? Wow. Yeah. this person clearly needs to be more direct, obviously, right? Like, this guy, like, dude, what the fuck? Wait, like, clean your own asshole, you fucking weirdo. But she should be a bit more direct, yes. Yeah. Apparently lots of people are saying that, like, okay, here. This is kind of, this is a bit more of a ridiculous passage on this, okay? Keith Calder has been looking around on Reddit and has found a string of messages from baffled, distressed women whose male romantic partners literally don't wipe their asses. Male romantic partners do not wipe their asses because touching themselves between their cheeks might make them gay. The tales are a combination of unhygienic living, skid marks on everything, always, including their bed sheets. The smell is unbelievable. And abusive, reactionary men who blow up at the suggestion they should be wiping their asses. Okay. So, I have heard there's like some type of like very masculine guy who is like, I can't wash my own asshole. I'll never touch my own asshole with anything, whether it's soap or water or anything, even with toilet paper, because that will make me gay. If I rub my asshole and I like it, I'll be turned gay. And I can't stand that. Like, it's the craziest fucking shit. Like, no, I've heard people who said that. Now, to be honest, I've only ever heard guys say that in high school. Like, we're talking teenage boys, all right? I've heard lots of guys in high school say that, back when I was in high school, saying that I'll never like touch my asshole. I'll never even like blast it with water in the shower because that's gay, dude. That's gay. And it's like, okay. However, as an adult, I've never heard a guy say that before. So maybe we're talking guys who get married young, like 20 or something. I don't fucking know. But this is wild, dude. This is some fucking insane shit, isn't it? Like, clean your fucking asshole. I don't care how insecure you are. Clean your fucking asshole, guys. Oh, yeah. A pickup artist guy said that, like, liking anal with a girl is a gateway to liking anal with a guy because it's anal either way. Stug says, I chopped off my own ass, so I can't even touch it and turn gay. Holy fuck, dude. This is wild. Yeah. Get a bidet. Wash your asshole. Just spray your fucking asshole, dude, with water. Like, what the fuck? Clean your fucking shit. Jesus. Yeah, literally wash your ass. Fuck. Steve Harwell, Smash Mouth founding singer, is dead at 56. He just died while the stream was happening. I had a previous article talking about him going into hospice, but he actually died during the stream. So, or at least news came out that he died during the stream. So I changed the article. Steve Harwell, who co-founded the band Smash Mouth in 1994, has died at the age of 56. He died at his home, surrounded by family and friends. He passed peacefully and comfortably. Steve has been retired from Smash Mouth for 2 years now, and the band continues to tour with a new vocalist. That said, Steve's legacy will live on through his music. With Steve, Smash Mouth sold over 10 million albums worldwide, topped the charts with 2 number 1 hit singles. Hit singles. Yes, he did. And he also, of course, he did the musical features in Trek. Yeah. He has been in hospice care following medical complications. So, I don't know if they'll say it in here. Let's see if I can find it. This is all about his career. He had a very prolific career. Come on. Yeah. Let's see here. He was prone to onstage outbursts before ultimately leaving the group in 2021. He reportedly became angry during an encore in 2015, yelling profanities, and exited after bread was thrown on stage. He later apologized. He collapsed in a showing in August 2016 and was taken away by ambulance. He retired after an incident on August 9th, 2021. He was captured on video slurring his words, threatening the audience, and giving the middle finger to his fans. Let's see. His Wernicke encephalopathy, a neurological condition, impacted his motor function and memory. He's been dealing with long-term medical issues over the last 8 years. He suffered numerous symptoms directly linked to his current medical situation. So he'll be retiring on Smash. He retired from Smash Mouth. Okay. So, from what I understand, will it say it? Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. He became an alcoholic after his 6-month-old child died. He became an alcoholic, and his alcoholism basically ruined him, leading to these problems. Yeah, his 6-month-old child died via leukemia. Yeah, so R.I.P. Oh my God, Swift Sword says the world rolled him. Oh, it's a spicy joke. I appreciate, but it might be too soon for some people. Emperor Creatine, $5. Did anyone remember Tariq Nasheed's short-lived rap career? If anyone doesn't know, one of his albums was literally called Wash Yo Az. Fucking hell, Tariq Nasheed's hilarious. Yep. Someone earlier said, the days apparently do stop coming eventually. Florida man almost loses his leg to a flesh-eating disease after getting bitten in a family brawl. Oh my God. Donnie Adams, a 53-year-old funeral assistant from Tampa suburb of Riverview, went to the emergency room in mid-February to treat a bump the size of a dollar coin on his upper left thigh. He was sent home with a tetanus shot and antibiotics, but the injury got worse over the next few days, becoming red, swollen, and painful. His thigh looked like an orange peel because of the swelling that was underneath it. By day 3, the leg was swollen, it felt very warm, and I had problems with mobility and everything else. Like, oh my God, dude. He was bitten while breaking up a family altercation. He pulled them off of each other, and in the process, he got bit. When I saw him in the hospital, you could still see the bite marks on his thigh. It made teeth marks. I was very convinced he was telling a true story. Rushed into the operating room. He had surgery days later, and then he was released on the second week. Okay. I knew it was serious after I got the tetanus shot. I had no idea. I had no imagination that it would be anything this serious. All right. So he got in the middle of a family fight. He got injured by one of his family members biting him, and he lost his leg because he got a flesh-eating bacteria. Yeah. Necrotizing fasciitis. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, that's wild. That's fucking wild, dude. And then finally, the Wagner boss Prigozhin is alive after a body double on the crashed plane, and he now plots revenge. Despite a body and DNA of whatever Prigozhin being confirmed to have been found on the downed plane belonging to him, a Russian expert has claimed the Wagner Group boss is actually alive. Dude, we're like entering into some Metal Gear Solid shit with this. You know what I mean? He actually had a body double. He survived. Guys, it's time. Punished Prigozhin is back. The former leader of the Russian Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, might not actually be dead. In fact, he is allegedly still alive and plotting Russian President Vladimir Putin's demise. The bizarre claim comes from a Russian expert, Valery Soveny, less than a week after Russia confirmed Prigozhin's DNA was recovered from the crash site. The bloke, formerly known as Putin's chef, was one of 10 people killed when his Embracer Legacy 600 plane plummeted to the ground on a flight between St. Petersburg and Moscow. Rumors of an explosion on board have since followed, with the 62-year-old's death now formally confirmed following genetic testing of the Fireball plane crash. But despite that, there is a bizarre claim that the warlord is not actually dead. He is alive, living in an undisclosed country. The former professor at Moscow's prestigious Institute of International Relations has said, first, the plane in which Prigozhin was supposed to fly was downed by a Russian air defense system. There was no explosion on board. It was down from the outside. Prigozhin himself was not on board. His double was flying instead of him. Putin is perfectly aware of it. If you believe the official statements of Russian authorities, what can I say? Oh, there we go. Prigozhin, whose funeral is expected imminently, in which Putin is refusing to attend, aims to show himself by the end of the year. If Prigozhin is actually dead, Russia will truly find itself in meltdown. If he is not dead, it will be the hoax of the century. So, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Are we truly living in the Metal Gear Solid timeline? Where Prigozhin had a body double ready, and he's now, like, hiding away, planning his revenge? Yeah, this is like some Dark Knight Rises shit. They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. It has to be you. If you rip that mask off, will he die? It's like Hitler who went into the Hollow Earth. This is actually really funny. Like, it's stupid, but it's fucking funny. I don't know. Honestly, I think this is probably just cope from Prigozhin fans. He probably is dead. But you know what? It would be fucking hilarious if he's actually back. That would be funny as fuck if he rises from the ashes. He's creating outer heaven. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Dude, the world is so fun. Such a fun place. So much ridiculousness is out there. As always, I appreciate all of your support, guys. It's been incredible today. Thank you very much. If you want to send me a package, I'll open it on stream. There's the address. I'll open it up. What else? Oh, I'm streaming tonight, guys. Make sure you come by, okay? I'll be live again tonight, maybe in about 5 hours or so. Make sure you drop in and say hello. You are contractually obligated to come say hello, Dev. Or else. Thanks for being here, everyone. And yeah, thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything. Were there any super chats that I missed? Let me go see. Hold on, let me go see. Super chats before I leave. Let's see the super chats. Nope, that's all of them. Thanks very much, guys. You guys are the best. Let's go raid Stuttering Craig. I love Stuttering Craig. He's a great guy. Everyone spam your coffee cups. Coffee cups. Let's go raid him. Say hello. And I'll see you guys tonight. Have a good one, guys.